Welcome to the 2020 Daily Journal of Commerce Women of Vision event. And now, please welcome your host, Nick Bjork.
Hello, I'd like to welcome you to the 2020 Daily Journal of Commerce Women of Vision event, our 7th annual awards and educational program focused on telling the stories of the women leading the architecture, engineering, construction, and supporting industries of the Pacific Northwest. My name is Nick Bjork, and I am the publisher of the Daily Journal of Commerce. As you undoubtedly know, as you watch this from your computer screen, this is our first and hopefully final virtual version of this inspiring and important event. This is always my favorite event of the year. Not only is it a chance to celebrate all of you, a lot of which I consider personal friends, but it's become a bit of a tradition in my household to have my mother, wife, and daughter tag along with me to the event and show off all the great work that you're doing to help build our community in an inclusive and sustainable manner. I understand that no one wants to hear from me when there are so many powerful stories amongst this great class of honorees, probably our most diverse yet. So I promise to keep my remarks brief. First, I want to thank all of you for being with us today. I know sitting in front of a computer for a couple of hours isn't the most exciting way to spend your afternoon when you've likely been sitting on video conferences all day. I promise if you stick with this, you'll leave with a greater respect for the industries, a sense of inspiration, and hopefully some actionable information that will help your career and businesses. Second, today would not be possible without the help of our sponsors. You'll hear more from our sponsors throughout this event. Third, we're going to have a brief conversation with New York-based business coach Yvette Oo, who will be checking in throughout the event. Finally, I want to thank everyone at the DJC and our production team at Spirit Media for their tireless work in making this event happen. And now, to the presentation of today's awards. We started with nearly 100 nominations this year, and what I'm about to present to you are the stories of the 42 women that were selected as the 2020 class of Women of Vision honorees. We'll be presenting the awards alphabetically by last name. And now just one thing I wanted to say right before we get to the awards is, if I was gonna say everything that all these women have done, we would be here all night. So if you want more comprehensive coverage of why the women were selected and to hear their powerful stories, please check out the insert in the Daily Journal of Commerce newspaper tomorrow, or check back on our website for more comprehensive coverage as well as a recording of this event. So let's begin. Our first honoree this afternoon is Monique Allen, president of ACMS Northwest. When it came to Take Your Child to Work Day, Monique's siblings often opted into going with their mom, who worked in the Portland school system. But Monique was more interested in going with her dad, who worked at a wastewater treatment facility. That fateful trip set Monique on her career path. Monique loves working on public projects because even if people don't realize it, they make our lives better. And even though her work tends to be preventative, her and her team also help when something goes wrong, as they provide cleanup and remediation services following major storms and mudslides. Congratulations, Monique.
Thank you so much for having me here today. It is such a blessing to be here with you guys. I just wanted to say thank you to DJC for my award. And I also wanted to say thank you to my family, especially my parents, Steve and Lorraine Davis, along with the rest of my family, my friends, and also our CEO, Lori Allen. You guys have been such an amazing support system to me, and it's so humbling to be here today and have you guys behind me all of the way. Clarity has been such a big focal point for 2020, and especially for me. We have definitely gained supporters that we didn't know we had, and we lost people along the way that we thought would be there. But we're focused on the positive and the flexibility and the patience and the love that we have. And also to let you guys know that my award says Monique Allen, but a lot of you don't know that Monique is actually my middle name. My first name is Yalewa, and so this award is also for everyone out there who have felt like you've had to change your name or your hair or your clothes or anything else about yourself to fit in the professional industry. I just want to let you know that in the future, the vision that I see for women is that we're all included, no matter what we look like or we sound like or what our hair is like or what our name is. So once again, thank you from the bottom of my heart, DJC, and I love you guys so much. Bye.
Our next honoree is Kristen Asai, partner with Holland & Knight. A great lawyer and champion for diversity, Kristen has made an impact at Holland & Knight since joining the team in 2017. Last year, the firm was identified as the second most diverse law firm in the PBJ, and Kristen was selected to participate in the Holland & Knight Rising Stars program, which represents a select few stars amongst the firm's 1,700 attorneys. Kristen is also active in the Asian American community, where she's the president of the Oregon Asian Pacific American Bar Association and serves as general counsel to several nonprofit organizations. Congratulations, Kristen.
Thank you so much for that amazing intro. And thank you to the DJC for this wonderful honor. I am thrilled to be one of the 2020 Women of Vision, and I am truly inspired by all of the other award winners. I know that all of the young women who are just waiting in the wings to take over our industries in just a few years are inspired as well. I, of course, need to thank my amazing litigation team at Holland & Knight. Together, we work to get the best possible results for our clients. And it is an honor to be able to represent businesses that are literally building the future for our children. Personally, I try to do the best legal work I can every day, but I also try to take active steps to make my community and the legal profession more equitable and inclusive. This award inspires me to keep up that work. Thank you so much.
Our next honoree is Jewel Bergeron, Business Development Manager for Northwest Engineering Services. Jewel single-handedly established the business development group at NWESI and has played a significant role in the firm's ascension in the industry. In fact, she's the first non-engineer to serve on the company's board of directors. She's implemented several systems to help the firm win work and develop the firm's corporate responsibility report. Peers point to her propensity for collaboration and enthusiastic attitude as key factors in her success. Congratulations, Jewel.
Thanks, Nick. I feel fortunate to receive an award of this caliber among these inspirational women. I believe in diversity with intention. We need thoughtful intention and resources. Thank you, DJC Oregon, for lighting the way. Northwest Engineering's diverse workforce and business partners have directly influenced my success and joy in the profession. I'd like to thank my team for giving me, as a woman, the platform to get business done. I'd also like to acknowledge my clever husband, Brandon. Since day one, he has elevated and fueled my passions in life. My family, my father, for teaching me to be resilient in the face of adversity, and specifically all the men and women in my circle who continue to inspire me. Finally, Angela Sheehan for the nomination, and Crew Portland for showing me how unstoppable women are in this industry. Thank you.
Our next honoree is Jennifer Bianchini, Director of People and Culture at R&H Construction. Since joining R&H, Jennifer has had roles in HR, business development, and marketing before her current executive role. One thing that strings all of these roles together is her focus on people. Over her career, she's developed several programs and implemented key software, all of which has been focused on retaining great employees and clients. Outside of work, Jennifer is involved in the PAVE program, which provides youth with skills to help them prepare for the workforce. Congratulations, Jennifer.
Thank you to the DJC for honoring me as one of the 2020 Women of Vision. I'm humbled to be in the group of such an outstanding group of women. Congratulations to all of you. Thank you to my R&H Construction team. I so appreciate working for a company that supports women and working parents so that we can balance everything that's going on. Last, if there's any women out there that want to meet, network, connect, please look me up. I'm so thankful for the support other people have provided to me and would be happy to do the same. Again, thank you to the DJC for this honor and for supporting women in the commercial real estate industry.
Our next honoree is Iris Boulware, Project Manager with Howard S. Wright, a Balfour Beatty company. Iris has been breaking down barriers for women and people of color in the building industry for 27 years. At HSW, she works in the Special Projects Group, which means managing several projects with unique scale and critical budgets at the same time. Iris is also heavily involved in the ACE mentorship program that teaches kids about the industries. Coworkers point to her transparency, willingness to lend a hand, and her ability to cut through BS as key strengths. And one peer put it, "I can't think of anyone that embodies this award more." Congratulations, Iris.
Hi, thank you so much to the DJC for selecting me to receive this award. I really appreciate all the opportunities I have to give back to Portland's built community, especially in working with the ACE Mentor Program, its amazing executive team and board in collaboration with the Portland Workforce Alliance. I wouldn't be able to do any of this without the support of my work family and Harrodus Wright and Balfour Beatty Company. I really miss working with all of our clients and industry trade partners and the designers and engineers. I really hope everyone is safe and healthy, and I look forward to seeing you all again soon. Thank you again so much to the DJC for this award.
Our next honoree is Sarah Breakstone, Senior Planner and Project Manager at OTAC. Sarah was always interested in urban sprawl, but after getting to spend some time in Portland, she fell in love with the way that Oregonians were being proactive and intentional about their growth. She appreciates the long-term nature of her work and how it has lasting positive effects on our communities. Sarah was instrumental in House Bill 2001, which provided more flexibility for higher density housing across the state. Congratulations, Sarah.
Thank you to the DJC for this recognition. These last few years have been a period of a lot of growth for me professionally, and I feel very fortunate to have landed at OTAC, where I am surrounded and supported by smart, creative people who care a lot about the communities where we work. Even in the chaos of this last year, I have been able to pursue some really cool projects and form new relationships, and that's been very rewarding. It is truly a privilege to be able to do this kind of planning work in Oregon, and something that I'm grateful for. So thank you again, and congratulations to all the women of Vision this year. It's an honor to be among you.
Our next honoree is Sherry Brenner, Quality, Health, Safety, and Environmental Director for J.E. McCamus. In Sherry's tenure with J.E. McCamus, which started in 2017, there have been 0 lost time to accident, despite revenue quadrupling. But if there ever was an accident, there aren't many people you'd want around more than Sherry. Sherry started as a firefighter and paramedic before heading to Iraq to serve as a contract medic. She eventually found her way into safety and has helped the company get vessels up to compliance and staff the appropriate training. Congratulations, Sherry.
I would like to thank J.E. McCamus for the nomination along with the recognition. And throughout my years of working in male-dominated industries, it becomes the norm to always have to prove yourself. For women, fitting inside the boxes of what is expected is next to impossible because those boxes were made for men. And I encourage young women out there to go against the grain, make people uncomfortable, and make room for yourself inside that box because you do fit. It's the utmost importance that we continue to support and uplift women in all industries. We need to make sure that those doors that have been opened before us are not closed. Women have worked hard to have a seat at the table, and it's our responsibility to keep those doors open and make sure the next generation is proud. DJC Oregon has done an outstanding job to provide a platform for industry recognition, and I thank you for this opportunity. And in parting, in famous last words, well-behaved women rarely make history. Thank you.
Our next honoree is Molly Davis, Associate and Transportation Project Manager at David Evans & Associates. According to Molly's peers, she has a knack for winning and successfully managing projects, and it's played a role in the firm's success in the region. This is evident by the 11 active projects she's currently working on. Molly has also taken an interest in the next generation of leaders. As part of the Future Engineers Day, Molly hosts lunches and presentations with young adults to teach them about engineering. Congratulations, Molly.
Thank you so much to DJC for this outstanding honor. I am very, very excited to be here and so appreciative for the recognition and empowerment of women in our industry. I'd also like to thank the company that I work for, David Evans & Associates, for believing in me and continuing to work with me and give me some outstanding opportunities. I would also like to mention how genuinely humbled I am to even be considered in the arena with all of these other outstanding professionals. I'd been very, very humbled. And I'd also like to thank very, very heartfeltly my friends, my family, and my mentors and all my teammates for very consistently empowering me and encouraging me to be the best version of myself every day. For all you young women out there, keep striving and working hard to do the things that bring you fulfillment. It's a great journey if you're loving what you can do, what you do. One more time, thanks to DJC. Excited to be here. Thank you.
Our next honoree is Kaliska Day, a project manager at Winaha Group. Kaliska was always interested in building, but the idea of sitting at a desk all day as an engineer didn't excite her. An employee of her dad suggested construction management, and she gave it a shot. Now, 17 years later, she says it was a great idea as she loved the combination of business and technical skills. A Native American herself, Kaliska now works with the Winaha Group, a Native-owned firm with more than 30 people. She's a vocal advocate for minorities and minority-owned firms in the business, and as a board member on the Oregon Native American Chamber of Commerce, Kaliska provides coaching to the next generation of professionals. Congratulations, Kaliska.
Thank you, DJC. I'm truly touched and honored to receive this award. I hope to continue to represent women pioneering their way in the construction industry. I commend their resiliency and resolve. I promise to continue to advocate and speak out for our communities of color and give us a seat at the table. I thank you for putting your faith in me to share this vision of equity and justice. I believe this award is for all of us. Thank you.
Our next honoree is Stacy Flint, project manager at J.E. Dunn Construction. Stacy had a meteoric rise at J.E. Dunn since beginning as an intern in 2013. She built an expertise in the notoriously complicated aviation vertical, where most recently she helped finish the $307 million airport parking garage project. She's also served as a mentor to several staff members. One recent mentee said that after spending a few years with her, she can't help but think, what would Stacy do in the situation at least once a day? Congratulations, Stacy.
Hi, thank you so much to the DJC for this award. I really appreciate it. So honored to be here today. Just incredibly honored to be standing with these other women who have won this award this year and all of the previous winners too. Really have to say thank you to J.E. Dunn Construction. J.E. Dunn has always supported me throughout my life in general, just my career path, all of my volunteer work, all of my other passions. J.E. Dunn has been there and been incredibly supportive. Also really got to say thank you to my parents, my mom, another strong woman that I know, and all of my friends and other family who have supported me thus far, just throughout my life. I feel like if I were to give anybody a little bit of advice, any women out there or just anybody in general, I would have to say that when things get tough and when you're doing your job and you just maybe are having a tough day, a tough week, or just maybe a tough couple of years, to find the humor in things and find joy and maybe make somebody laugh, make yourself smile. Just find a way to see the humor in things, because life is really short and it's just important to have a little bit of fun no matter what you're doing. So that would be my advice, is to find the humor in things. And with that, I'd just like to say thank you again to the DJC, and I really appreciate it.
Our next honoree is Kimberly Gamble, Environmental, Health, and Safety Director for Anderson Construction. As a kid, Kim remembers a community member falling to his death during an annual Loggers Playday event. It's an image that sticks with her today and reinforces her mantra that Anderson pays people for their skills, not for them to risk their lives. Kim is a legend in the industry based on her 30-year career in safety, where she's developed a reputation as having one of the safest companies in the country. But it wasn't always that way. As a woman with an accounting background in an industry full of tough guys, she was met with resistance about safety precautions when she first started. But that's changed. Kim says her greatest accomplishment is how the leadership team has really engaged with their commitment to safety and woven it into the company's fabric. Congratulations, Kimberly.
Hello, everyone. I just want to say thank you to the DJC for this incredible honor of being recognized as a woman of vision. I was so incredibly surprised by this. It's just such amazing, and I'm wonderful that they do this for the women in our industry and in our business world today. When I started in construction safety 26 years ago, I think I was one of 3 people in the Portland market in this industry, and it's been quite the journey. It's been a good one, though, and there's so many people at Anderson Construction as well that have been amazing in their support and have allowed our program to grow to what it is today, have allowed me to grow into the person I am today. I want to congratulate all of the other Women of Vision 2020 honorees. I so wish we were doing this in person because I would love to meet each and every one of you. Congratulations again. Thank you to the DJC for keeping this going in this unknown time, and everybody have a great evening.
Now, I wanted to stop and take a break to share a conversation I had with Yvette Oo, CEO and Chief Strategist of Yvette Oo Coaching and Consulting. Yvette is a New York-based consultant who spent time as a senior executive in corporate boardrooms before embarking on her own venture, where she mentors and coaches what she affectionately refers to as the underdogs, the women of color, and people with disabilities striving to make the world a better place through business. Yvette believes that diversity and inclusion needs to be business-driven, with the understanding that allowing people to be their authentic self is what enables them to use their unique skill set and perspective to improve business results.
So, Nick, first of all, I'm super honored to be here. And I want to say to every woman that is here, I want to say congratulations. So I grew up working in a male-dominated industry in a corporate office. You have worked in a male-dominated industry outside of that. And so I know that that means challenges that I haven't even experienced. So first, I want to honor every single one of you, because what you have done, sticking it through, is no joke. So one, I'm honored to be here and to be able to share some wisdom. And I really honor you, because what you do is, it takes strength, and I recognize that. So a little bit of background about me. So I grew up corporate-wise, doing business strategy. I worked for Accenture, the largest strategy company in the world. I've, helped a lot of the Fortune 500s under NDA, so I'm not naming any. But I've done product launches, 1.6 million, $300 million cost reduction, 25 billion M&As, lots of big numbers. And after getting to a point where it was either like, hey, make partner and run this show, or do you want a different pace of life? I left that world to create Yvette Oo Coaching and Consulting, where I could create an environment where I felt like there was real equity. So we've had people on the team, and it doesn't matter where you're from. It doesn't matter what gender you are. It doesn't matter if you're transgender. Do you deliver on the MPS, that's your minimum performance standards? Do you deliver on your minimum performance standards? Do you exceed targets? That's what we focus on. And what support do you need to get there? So I really wanted to create that environment. And also I saw that, again, so many small businesses, small, medium-sized businesses didn't have these same opportunities of having this expert talent, or business owners are struggling, working really hard when there's people who've been there, done that before, that can make it easy for them. So I built the business out of a passion for being able to help other business owners make it easier from a pure business standpoint. And it provides more equity. So it's access. Right? So maybe you didn't grow up with a father that did this or a family that did this, but now you have coaches, where we have coaches on our team who legitimately have their own businesses that make $2 to $7 million and only work 2 hours a week. Right? And so the coaches that are helping you have really been there, done that. And their number one thing in life now is that they want to give back. So I come from that place of, I've had my challenges. I wanted to create something that created more equity, and I just want to offer to you guys whatever I can from my experiences to help you continue to go farther and faster.
Absolutely. Which I think that just segues really great into our first, our next question, which is, I guess, you do come from, most industries tend to be male dominated in business, but like you come from that, and we're sitting here and talking to people in construction, architecture, and engineering. I guess why don't you just let us know a little bit about how do you think women can better navigate this environment? And, talking about sort of the support structures that you've built, how can women build support structures when there aren't a lot of women around in the workplace?
I think that's a really phenomenal question. I'm going to talk about an M&A that I did because it was the most. It was an M&A. So M&A is a really nice word for we're going to buy you and then fire 50% of you. So talk about tents. And it was a really big project. So everyone was from all over the world. The client only wanted heavy hitters. I look young. First of all, let me tell you, my mom looks like my sister. So this isn't going away. So like, first of all, it's just, I recognized very early in my career, this whole, as soon as someone meets me thing, they're going to find some way to ask me like my age. They ask me like, what year did you graduate? Or how many projects you've been on? It's a systematic issue with a face like this and genetics like this. So I have like 5 standard responses to that question, full stop. So part of it is when you see that something is systemic, address it. So in that example, like it was a client, if you don't know McKinsey's the #1 firm for doing this. And he shakes my hand and he says, what was your last project? Translation, I want to make sure I didn't get a baby. So I told him what I last did. He was like, well, that's really impressive. I asked him, I said, I noticed that you've only been here for a year and a half. What'd you last do? And he answered. Then he asked me. Then I asked him. Then he realized this chick ain't playing. And he went all the way back to his first job. And that was my first interaction with him. But what I said to him is, I'm asking, I will be respected and I will respect you, right? And so in environments where you don't always have a support, so no one has ever come and said, hey, please respect that because she's not 12 years old. But I'm not saying people didn't want to help me, but they didn't figure out how to answer that question for me. So I realized it was always going to happen. So I created systematic, I literally just wrote down responses and I just filter through them whenever somebody asked me that question, right? So that's the first thing. So to take it to around being a woman. So first of all, I think you figure out, the things that consistently happen for you and you find a way to get around them. So for example, say you worked with new clients or new relationships, or you're in sales, or you're the head of your business. People are going to judge you a little bit differently if you're the head of a construction business or something that's physical and you're a woman very often, right? Not always, but very often. I face that as a business owner, right? So part of that is I come with credentials and I come with numbers, right? And when I was in an organization, I knew how to get sponsorship. So I knew, for example, like the first year, I was always treated worse. If I would move to a new city or a new industry, always treated worse by far. But by the end of the first year, I would become a top performer and I would have scheduled 3 to 4 one-on-one meetings with the global lead or the national lead. So if I ever have any issues, I can just ask him for help. But I never did it in I have a problem, please solve it. I would say, this actually happened to me. Kevin's been following me down the stairs trying to touch my hair and my skin. And I'm having some challenges with that. And I was actually in the team room and I said verbally with everyone there, with 7 people there, and Kevin, please don't ever touch me again or be this close to me. And he still didn't stop. So I'm now concerned about being assigned on a project where I'm Kevin's second in command. He was like, what do you say to that? We were like, snap. And then I said, so if it's really important to you for me to take this project, I want you to know that I need clear line of communication in case he violates my personal space again. And I was just very clear. So in all of that, it's all fact-based, but think about the things that I said. Kevin followed me down the steps. There was a witness to that. I said, hey, I was in the team room where these people were around. They were all witnesses to that situation. Do you know what so after I talked, Kevin left, I said to everyone in the team room, guys, why none of you back me up? And they said, we did. We tried to distract him. We asked him to look at this and look at that and look at this and look at that. And then I paused and I said, they did try to distract him to the best of their ability. What they didn't know that I know, and for any woman who's ever told a guy, buzz off when you're walking down the street. But if some guy says you're their boyfriend, they'll listen, is if any one of them has stood up, walked over and said, Kevin, Yvette is not okay with this. Please walk away. He would have got up and walked away, because men respond to men differently. So I knew that even if they supported me, they did not have the skill set to execute on it in a meaningful way. And so what I'm saying is, I recognize that I had to develop some skill sets, and I also had to teach them. So you know what I said to them? Well, guys, if one of you had come up, I literally said exactly what, if that happens again, will one of you come up? And 3 of them said, yes. With that understanding, I will come up and I would say this. It does, and he will walk away. And the thing is, 3 of them are really good friends with him and good friends with me. They just didn't know how to do it. So the thing about it is, if it's systematic, I think you should just be honest and write it down. Decide how you're going to deal with it and have multiple tactics. And people who want to support you often don't know how. So every single guy in that room thought what he was doing was wrong. But none of them had the skill set. And this is where I think one of the additional burdens is placed on women is, you have to develop, and this is actually a strength that we have, we can talk about later, you have to develop more effective communication skills than your peers, because you're going to be put in more awkward situations than your peers. You know, I know what it's like to go to happy hour with 2 guys, and one of them literally says to me, I'd love to switch you out for my wife in bed. In that moment, I decided I will never go to happy hour with you again. I also decided I will never work with you again. The reason I could make those decisions is my performance was so good that I could decide who I worked with, right? And even now in my own company, I've had people that start working with me, and I realize along the way, some of the attitudes about women need to change. And I do make a decision about, hey, you're really good at coaching people on this, but I fundamentally think you don't, at a layer that's deeper than where you can see that's more unconscious, you don't respect women. And I see it in our conversations. Do I want to keep you on board? And my final decision was no.
Thanks, Yvette, and we'll check back in with her after the presentation of some more of our awards. Our next honoree is Carolina Gomez, Director of Integrated Facilities, Services, and Safety at Home Forward. Carolina has always valued preparedness, and the global pandemic has proven just how important that value is when housing some of our most disenfranchised communities. Carolina was instrumental in creating a business continuity plan for Home Forward that was put into effect for COVID-19 and allowed the organization to operate and serve our community with minimal disruption. Outside of work, she serves as the board secretary of the nonprofit Evolve and as camp counselor at Camp Rosenbaum for 1 week each summer. Congratulations, Carolina.
Thank you, and thank you very much, DJC, for this award. First and foremost, I would like to thank the team I work with. I work with a group of diverse and amazing people. We together innovate, work hard, work smart. 2020 ended up to be one of the toughest years of my life. And working on safety around the pandemic and the wildfires and many other crazy things that happened this year, it's been a tough year. I'm thankful to be considered for the Women of Vision 2020. It's a great honor and a privilege. So thank you, DJC. Next, I would like to thank the executive team of Home Forward for their leadership and for their vision. They have done a great work, and I'm really happy to work with people like them. It's a pleasure to come to work every single day. To my fellow nominees, I want to thank them for their work. And the only thing that I can say is that we have so much work ahead and so many other things to do. As a woman of color, an immigrant, I want to thank all of those that touched my life, that gave me an opportunity and that believe in my work and crazy ideas. So thank you.
Our next honoree is Nicole Heyman, Marketing and Business Development for AKS Engineering and Forestry. Always a talented writer, Nicole found her way into the building industry by happenstance. Yet, there's little doubt it was a great fit for her. She joined AKS as the firm was entering a major stage of growth, rising from 60 to 235 employees in the last 6 years. Industry dynamics were leading to turnover, and Nicole played a vital role in making sure employees' opportunities were growing with the firm. A recent breast cancer survivor, Nicole has become involved in the Pink Lemonade Project and participates in a support group to help young women affected by the disease. Congratulations, Nicole.
Thank you, everyone. It is an honor to be selected for the DJC's 2020 Women of Vision list. During my career, I have had the opportunity to collaborate with and learn from several incredibly talented women in the AEC industry. I cannot thank them enough for their leadership and mentorship over the last 14 years. First off, I would like to thank Cheryl Nervez for nominating me for this award. I'd also like to thank my colleagues at AKS Engineering and Forestry and the Oregon chapter for the Society of Marketing Professional Services, and the incredible women I have met through my involvement, first as a supporter and eventually as a fellow survivor at the Pink Lemonade Project. You are all truly an inspiration, and I could not have done it without you. Life has a way of throwing you curveballs, but I'm grateful for the opportunities to give back to my community, serve in leadership positions, promote diversity and inclusion, and mentor my peers. It is a joy and a privilege that I am grateful for every single day. Lastly, I would like to close by thanking my family and friends. My success is a direct result of their unwavering support. Thank you.
Our next honoree is Sophia Helberg Johnson, Marketing Manager at Skanska USA Building. Sophia is a natural when it comes to marketing. Skanska VP of Marketing Stephanie Hutchins said, as an intern, Sophia learned faster than anyone she's ever worked with. She had so much trust in her, she had her work on a national mega pursuit of a $4 billion project, and that trust is paying off. Skanska has a proposal win rate of 92% in 2020, up from 64% last year. In addition to her stellar work, Sophia co-leads Skanska's A Day of Discovery, designed to introduce kids to careers in the AEC industries. Congrats, Sophia.
Thank you, DJC and the Women of Vision organization. It's an honor to be nominated for and receive this award. I want to start by thanking my incredible managers and other leaders with Skanska for always challenging me to be better, for providing me the support and opportunities that really has led me to accepting this award today. I've been so fortunate to have great mentors in my career with Skanska, and I strive to be as great of a mentor and advocate for women in our industry and organization. Thank you again, and congratulations to all other recipients. You all are an inspiration.
Our next honoree is Karina Hirschberg, Associate with PAE. A love of NASA and a fascination with electric cars led Karina to the realization that she could marry her interests in engineering and the environment. Karina found her way to PAE, where she gets to put her interests to work. In addition to contributing on several key projects, Karina is also recognized by her peers for her contributions to the research and development, including a new greenhouse gas emissions calculator that enables building owners to better understand their carbon emissions. Outside of work, she's on the board for the Eco School Network, which promotes sustainability practices and awareness with Oregon elementary schools. Congratulations, Karina.
I'd like to start with a thank you to the DJC. I'm honored to have received this award and inspired to be standing in the company of the visionary women who are being recognized this year. In light of this event, I've been reflecting on what goes into bringing vision to life. It starts with an idea, then works its way through the fun and often messy process of becoming a reality. And although there is often an individual championing the idea on its journey, it's almost never an individual working alone. The idea and its champion do best when given support, space, and shared wisdom from the community. So I'd like to give a deep thanks to PAE and the mentors, collaborators, and fellow dreamers that I've had the pleasure of working with on the path towards improving the health and sustainability of the built environment. Last, I'd like to thank my family. My ability to push forward is made possible by the support and partnership of my husband, Sam, and the inspiration and motivation that come from my kids, Celeste, Adira, and Orion. Thank you again for this honor. I look forward to continuing the work of bringing visions for a better future to life.
Our next honoree is Cara Hillis, Senior Estimator, Project Manager, and Safety Manager for Connell Construction. Cara was thinking about becoming a medical lab technologist, but realized she just hated working indoors. She decided to get a job as a laborer and never looked back. Since joining Connell, she's worked her way up to project manager and now bids and runs her own projects. One of the things she likes best about her job is that she gets to work on projects that mean something to the community, like the Oregon State Hospital and the Portland Japanese Garden. As she puts it, the tools and techniques are the same, but the project site is always different, and the more challenging it is, the more fun it is to tackle. Congratulations, Cara.
Thank you to the DJC for this award. I really appreciate being recognized as a woman in construction. I think that it's important to encourage other women to join this field. I think that what we bring to the table is really important to the industry. Thank you.
Our next honoree is Leslie Imes, Senior Project Manager for Beaverton School District. Leslie thought she wanted to be an art teacher, but realized quickly as a student teacher that she didn't have the patience or the temperament. A surprise aptitude test result pushed her to architecture, where she was one of only 2 female students in her class. She eventually came full circle and ended up building schools for the Beaverton School District. And her favorite part of her job is seeing the smiles on the kids' face for their first time they walk into the new school. Congratulations, Leslie.
Thank you, Nick. I'm excited and honored to accept the Women of Vision 2020 award. I also feel honored to be among the other women recognized for this award, several of whom I've worked with on projects over the years. I want to thank the Beaverton School District for providing me with opportunities to learn and grow professionally. I have been a part of many, many projects completed for the districts over the years. I've had an amazing career, and I've been fortunate to have worked with so many talented design and construction professionals in the metro region. Again, thank you for this award.
Our next honoree is Tina Keller, Administrative Service Manager for OTAC. If variety is the spice of life, Tina's career has been nothing short of spicy. She has been an interior designer, bread baker, and a manager of a glass-blowing studio, all before finding her current passion, supporting the business side of OTAC. Tina gets immense satisfaction from supporting the firm's great work and making sure everything runs smoothly in the Vancouver office. She's also taken an interest in sustainability, leading the company's carbon neutral initiative that helps manage and offset the firm's greenhouse gas emissions. Congratulations, Tina.
I want to thank the DJC and OTAC for this tremendous honor. It is so inspiring to see a diverse range of women being honored for their leadership, mentoring efforts, and community involvement. I have witnessed a dramatic and positive change since I first started working in this field over 30 years ago. With an increased commitment to sustainability and a call for diversity, equity, and inclusion, these changes will bring a significant and overdue transformation to our industry. It is immensely gratifying to be able to leverage my experience in sustainable business operations to create engaging and effective workplaces, and especially at OTAC. Thank you again for this great honor.
Our next honoree is Lori Kendall, President and CEO of the Associated Builders and Contractors Pacific Northwest Chapter. Lori took a leap of faith when she joined ABC in the building industry after a career in events. Now, 15 years later, it would be hard for any of us to imagine Lori doing anything else. Known for her energy and enthusiasm, Lori is part of a leading group of women within the ABC breaking glass ceilings. When she started with the organization, only 10% of the chapter's presidents were women, a number that now sits at 39%. Lori has been a major advocate for the ABC Craft Championship, which is a competition that exposes the trades to the nation's young people. Congratulations, Lori.
Thank you to the Daily Journal of Commerce and to the ABC membership for this award. You know, when I started with the ABC in 2006, I knew this much about construction. But the ABC members were so generous with their time and their energy. But one of the things I learned right away, that they were experiencing a skilled workforce shortage. So when I became president, workforce became one of my #1 focuses. How do you teach or show high school students about construction standing behind a table at a career fair? Well, ABC National had been doing a craft championship for years. So I thought, how can we bring that to the local level? Well, in 2015, we had our very first local ABC Craft Championship. We were thrilled. We had 30 high school students. Now we're up to over 400 high school students, several activities with hands-on, and it's a dream come true. So I really want to thank the ABC membership and my amazing team for making my dream my vision of a sustainable, successful event promoting careers in construction happen. Thank you so much.
Our next honoree is Angela Kosa Marangwanda, Project Coordinator for DayCPM and OTAC Company. Angela took a leap of faith 2 years ago, leaving behind her decade-long career as a designer to become a CMPM. A mother of 3 young boys, she values education, and the move afforded her an opportunity to make an impact in the sector. Angela has developed a key relationship with the Oregon City School District and was sought out personally by the district to lead critical projects for them. The firm's leadership isn't surprised, pointing to her capacity to build client relationships as a key to her success. Congratulations, Angela.
Wow, thank you to the DJC. I am so honored to receive this award and to be sharing this recognition with some phenomenal women. Congratulations, ladies. To OTAC and to DayCPM, thank you so much for providing me with the opportunity to work on some amazing projects, especially with the Oregon City School District. To my mother, to my father, to my family, thank you for your unwavering support and for being such an inspiration. To my husband, to my 3 little boys, you give me the reason to push forward. You give me the reason to push harder. You are my why. Thank you for your love. Women belong in all places decisions are made. A quote by the late Justice Ginsburg. I say to all the amazing women out there, let's keep pushing onward. Let's keep pushing forward. Let's keep breaking barriers. Let's make it into those spaces decisions are made. And let's bring more women along with us. Again, thank you to the DJC for this award.
Our next honoree is Rebecca Kilgore, Senior Purchasing Agent with Hoffman Construction. Rebecca has spent 25 years at Hoffman helping create opportunities for minority and women-owned firms in our community. One of several examples was on a past project where a small subcontractor was struggling through the COBID certification process needed to get the job. Rebecca connected Hoffman's in-house Bluebeam expert to teach the firm the program. The subcontractor got the job and has worked on progressively larger projects with Hoffman since. Congratulations, Rebecca.
I'm truly honored to be one of this year's recipients of the Women of Vision Award. I'd like to thank my employer, Hoffman Construction, who always encourages and supports their employees to pursue what they're passionate about. For me, I'm very passionate about bringing people and projects together and promoting diversity and equity in construction. I'm very proud to be doing this for Hoffman. I'd also like to thank the DJC for hosting this award event every year and promoting women in the construction industry. Thank you.
Our next honoree is Gianna Kroll, Safety and Facilities Project Coordinator for the Parr Lumber Company. Gianna's background as an environmental law paralegal taught her the importance of safety, leading her to her current role where she provides safety training and code enforcement at the company's 36 facilities and to 900 employees. As she puts it, keeping her coworkers safe isn't a chore because she cares for all of them and views them as her second family. Recently, Gianna completed a digitization project that's helped the company complete projects faster and save thousands of dollars in its first year. Congratulations, Gianna.
I want to first and foremost thank the DJC for recognizing and honoring me as a leader in the built environment. I want to thank my wonderful company, Parr Lumber, that has been a second family to me, especially the 2 men I have the honor of working closely beside, David Frank and Brad Farmer. Thank you for allowing me to continue to shatter the glass ceiling and pave new paths in technology for our department, our company, and our industry. You watched as I grew my career and my family simultaneously and never wondered if I could do it, only going to bat for me in total support. This award means a great deal to me as it is a shining example of the hard work and perseverance against the odds does pay off. And lastly, I would like to thank my family, my beautiful son Logan, and my biggest support system, my husband, David Kroll, and of course, my parents. Your support is what drives my ambition to continue living as an example for all. Thank you.
Our next honoree is Ellen Crucy, Associate and Architect with Waterleaf Architecture. Ellen is a passionate designer with an interest in adaptive reuse, where she's brought new life into aging spaces. Ellen is also involved in the local B Corp community, where she initiated a panel discussion on the importance of going beyond ADA code compliance in buildings. Within the company, Ellen has been an advocate for flexible schedules to accommodate mothers like herself, and has been instrumental in setting up a regular virtual social hour for the firm's employees to stay connected during the pandemic. Congratulations, Ellen.
I am honored to accept this Woman of Vision Award and join the ranks of outstanding women who have earned this recognition. Thank you to the DJC for honoring the achievements of women in the building industry. I am truly grateful for the support of role models, mentors, peers, family, and friends. I would not be where I am today without their support. I would especially like to thank my colleagues at Waterleaf Architecture for giving me the opportunity to contribute to the betterment of our community by promoting diversity, protecting the environment, and sharing a passion for architecture with the next generation. Thank you.
Our next honoree is Keisha Light, Manager of Product Development for Portland General Electric. Before joining PGE, Keisha hadn't thought much about where her electricity came from. She just turned on the lights and knew it was there. While taking care of a sick parent, Keisha realized her work priorities had changed and wanted to get involved with something that impacted people. She ended up at PGE and the rest is history. In her role, she gets to develop products, programs, and services that are making a positive difference in our community. Keisha is also focused on mentoring Black and BIPOC youth, and while she appreciates that it provides them hope, she is inspired by the hope it provides her too. Congratulations, Keisha.
Thank you, DJC, for this award and the amazing women at PGE who dominated me. Energy and the built environment have been male-dominated industries, but women like tonight's honorees are transforming these industries. At PGE, I lead a team that's developing new energy products and services to promote health and quality in the built environment. Additionally, through my work with the Portland Alumni Chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated, I work to ensure the sustainability of the June Key Delta Community Center, the first green net zero energy building owned and operated by African American women in Oregon. The work we do and the high standards we uphold ensures that we are building healthier communities for everyone where we live, work, and play. So thank you again, DJC, for this award and for honoring our work.
Our next honoree is Steffi McDonald, Associate and Transportation Project Manager at David Evans & Associates. A native Portlander through and through, Steffi credits her commitment to transportation engineering to a phenomenal mentor that taught her to impact the areas important to her. An avid runner and cycler, she's committed to making our transportation system work for everyone. She played a role in the Selwood Bridge project and is currently involved in the Southwest Corridor Rail, Central City in Motion, and Better NATO Forever projects. Steffi loves the collaboration in her work and how successful projects can impact our city in a safe and positive way. Congratulations, Steffi.
Hey, thank you, Nick. Thank you, everybody. I am truly honored to be receiving this award today, and even more honored to be receiving it alongside all of the other incredible women here. Everyone is truly inspiring, and I can't wait to see what else we all do. I can also safely say that without the support of so many mentors and peers that have helped me through my career, I wouldn't be here. There are some phenomenal people in our industry, and I've been fortunate to work with so many of them. From my DEA family to our great sub-consultants to our engaging clients, thank you. Thank you for trusting me and giving me the opportunity to thrive. The projects that I've worked on have given me a platform to really influence both our built and natural environments and to create a sense of community centered on multimodal transportation. With two small kiddos at home, this platform feels extra special to show future generations how we can influence our city and our communities with collaborative, creative design. That being said, please go vote. There's too much hinging on our upcoming election, both locally and nationally, not to. Thank you all again.
Our next honoree is Della Mosier, Deputy Director with ODOT's Office of Urban Mobility. Della hadn't even heard of the term civil engineer until she was almost done with college. Now, her mission is to make sure as many young women know about the profession as possible. In her current role with ODOT, Della is focused on increasing the amount of work that ODOT provides to minority and women contractors on its biggest projects. This includes the Rose Quarter I-5 expansion project, which is aiming to award between 18 to 25% participation and award more than $100 million to DMWSB firms. Congratulations, Della.
Thank you. This award is made possible by the community of colleagues who have mentored and supported me. I'm especially grateful because the community I enjoy now was not always available. In the 90s, I was just one woman out of 50 men taking engineering courses. During my first years as a consultant, there were just a few women in rooms of hundreds at professional meetings. I was also openly gay before marriage equality. In these environments, I felt I was without community. I share this part of my past today because there are still many who are without community at work. We have much more to do as an industry to ensure those from all backgrounds, especially women of color, are equitably compensated and represented in executive leadership roles. Thank you again to the DJC for this recognition and for promoting industry diversity.
Now, let's take another quick break and hear from Yvette.
I think a lot of times when we have this conversation, it tends to be about like, how can women change in the workplace or things like that. But I want to focus on like inherent strengths and the power behind those. And I think with the coaching that you've done and the business that you've created, you've been able to take really good stock and inventory of that over the years. So talk to me a little bit about some of the strengths that you see that women have in stories where they've really excelled.
First of all, come on, ladies, I'm going to tell you a secret. We are moving to the connection economy. There was the industrial age, there was the information age. Now connection is currency. Biologically, we are wired. Everyone doesn't have to agree with what I'm saying, but biologically, women are wired more for connection. It's a higher need. Like part of the reason, like if you're a man and you're arguing with your wife and she remembers every little detail, it's because the brain remembers things that are stronger, have a stronger emotional tie. And the average woman's left and right brain are more connected. That's why women remember all those little details, right? And so we're actually in the connection economy. So being able to build connections generates results. And let me give you a very specific example. I'm going to go back to that same M&A. So week one comes, I get on board. Everyone, we've got people in Russia, North America, South America, globally. Every single person has canceled every vacation they've ever planned. I'm going to a seminar by Jack Canfield because I really prioritize my personal development. And I learned a lot from him. So I show up for a week and then I say, next week I'm taking a vacation, which a vacation for a Met means actually a learning seminar. Tells you kind of person I am. And they think she is the biggest ditz ever because most of these people don't know me because it's a global team where most of us are just getting to know each other. I come back on Monday. I have 2 deliverables due. So deliverables are big pieces of work that are contracted and that's what you get paid for. Most people only have 1 due on Monday. I coincidentally, we drew straws, got the 2 hardest business units. I have the 2 hardest business units and I have 2, not 1. And I've got 1 day to do what everyone else did last week. So this is something that worked more intuitive for me as a woman. So what I did is, first of all, I had teammates. We all were in the same room. None of them helped each other. They were all men except me. All men, I was the only person of color. None of them helped each other. 2 of them are actually really good friends. They have a vacation home right next to each other. They still didn't help each other. Because that's how men, not all men, but psychologically tend to work, like in a hunting party, like from back in the day. So I show up on Monday with full confidence I'm gonna get this done. I went to every single guy and I said, hey, would you mind just taking a little bit of time to share with me what happened last week? First of all, everyone was okay because if you're alpha male asking alpha male for help, it's a little dramatic. If you're an alpha male, you assume alpha females are below you. So you can assume that all you want. I still usually win at the end of the day. So they were happy to help this woman out. I would have asked anybody else the same way. The difference is I asked. None of them asked each other. Even 2 of them that were friends. So I went one-on-one with each person and I said, what did you do last week? I asked really good questions. And basically I did my analysis and I realized Monday was strategy development, Tuesday was strategy refinement and presenting strategy to client. Wednesday was value plus a client getting unhappy. Thursday was when they really knocked it out. Friday was finalization. So I took everything that everyone on my team had done. I literally listed all of the processes. I identified what was non-value added. I circled what was value added, upgraded it, and I had my own process for doing a week's worth of work, which I ended up meeting with my client at 3 p.m. We didn't even know each other that well. So we did a get to know you from 3 to 3:45. By 7 p.m., both deliverables were done. I was at dinner by 7:30. The next morning, the client said, that is the only person on the team that adds value, and we didn't share this with the whole team. My boss just told me. And that's the only person that we know for sure adds value, and we're going to rearrange the rest of the team. And so the reason I gave that really specific example, it's not to show that I'm special. What I want to show you is that collaboration generates results. So people often say women collaborate more, but they don't talk about what specifically that means. That was an example of collaboration. I didn't have the fear of being embarrassed because I know collaboration works. So I naturally collaborated. So throughout the time of us working together, I would periodically pick their brains. They wouldn't do that to each other. They never did that to each other, ever. I think there are things that women intrinsically do better. And the last thing I'll say is when you feel like you're at your authentic self, you tend to be more creative and have more ideas. So one thing I believe in for our company and I help companies with is creating inclusion. So inclusion doesn't mean just having me at the table. If I feel comfortable being myself, I'm going to come up with more game-changing ideas, right? And so you want an environment where people do feel comfortable. And so one thing I did to be more inclusive is I would every day on a scale of 1 to 5, I would rate how I felt at the end of the workday. And if it wasn't a 5, I would decide what made me feel bad. And I would do something about it because I do the best work just like every other human when I feel loved, accepted. And sometimes that meant I had to have conversations. Like one time a person told me all Black people are born poor. That's one, factually inaccurate, and two, would make me impossible because I wasn't. So, I mean, I really genuinely think collaboration is a real thing. Relationships are a real thing. And the idea of working in a community, they add real business value and you can lean into that. And don't be afraid to be feminine. So even on that team where when I was the only woman, when I got good news, I danced. Everybody knew I did. They thought it was weird. I didn't care because when I feel better, I perform better. So literally, mind you, I set up it's an acquisition. People's jobs are being lost. People are scared. Everyone's tense. And that's dancing because she got good news. Think of that contrast.
Yeah.
But that is where I can be my best self. And so I know that everyone is their best self, including me, if I can be authentic. So ladies, I ask you, whatever your authentic self is. I happen to be extremely girly. You may not be able to tell if you just see my business in my hands, but my non-work side is. So I gave myself permission to be myself.
Awesome. Well, I know we've been talking a lot about sort of kind of peer relationships. And one of the things that we were fortunate to have here at this event is we do have a lot of business owners and C-level executives that tune in. And I just wanted to talk a little bit about what's your advice for them? As there's businesses, small businesses, medium-sized businesses, and large businesses all. What are some things that they can do to continue to do to support women? I think, sometimes we've hit the low-hanging fruit in a lot of ways, but, what's sort of the more kind of systemic things that they can address and sort of the programs they can put in place to truly get at the idea of equity?
Everyone's really good about measuring until it comes to diversity. I don't care if you're a finance firm, you're people aren't measuring this. And what I want people to understand is you can tie it directly to your bottom line. So you need to be measuring it the way you measure performance metrics, the way you measure sales. Whatever you measure matters. So if you're not measuring, and don't feel bad because you're the majority of the world, you're telling me it doesn't matter. I don't care what your words say. I don't care what your product launch says. I don't care what your initiative says. If you're not measuring results, you've made it clear, it doesn't matter. It's like saying you want to go on a diet and then eating a cheesecake.
So do you also think, though, on that, I think it's interesting, one thing for the people that do measure it, it's always interesting that they rarely talk about the bad results, or and it's not necessarily bad's probably the wrong word, but I think that if you're going to be measuring these things, it's really easy in your annual report to put the metrics that you hit, but it's also really important. And if people really have these sorts of initiatives that they want to tackle, it's important to talk about the progress that still needs to be made. What do you say?
I think it's important to talk about progress, and it also takes a lot of confidence. And the truth is, most business owners wouldn't tell you anything bad about their business unless they were required to, which is why we have an SEC and why we have annual statements and why people are legally required to say things, and in the private business they don't, right? So that's just kind of the state of the world, right? So it is important to share. Like Google made their stuff public. Google now has one of the best unconscious bias programs of any company in the industry. They went public after a lot of stuff, basically saying how bad they were. Now, if you're, for example, trying to teach your company unconscious bias, Google has one of the best unconscious bias trainings for free on YouTube. Because they went public and they took on that pressure, they are now leading the edge in one of those things. And so you can actually buy unconscious bias training from firms. And I've seen this before. And then I actually recommend people go to Google and go to YouTube to find the free training that Google put online, because it's better than what you're being sold, or it at least will help you implement it. So just like to hit it, I mean, I guess at the end of the day, women, there are things that we can do to help each other. Whatever you got to do ethically and morally to help you get to the next level, girl, have no shame and do it. Now, systematically, of course, there are things that we can do. And any company cares about anything, they are going to measure results. And the closer those results are to the bottom line, things like promotions, right? Things like turnover, the more that they're going to focus on them. So if you can say, I have, 40 people leave every year at this level, and it costs $200,000 to replace them, then one of them leaving has a dollar value now. The closer you can get to a dollar value and your bottom line, it'll help align everyone on the same page. And I'll just say the last thing, I once talked to a guy who asked me for feedback. And I told him, basically every woman or person of color that's worked with you kind of thinks you're a jerk, unless they're senior to you. You're only nice to people who are senior. And he said, you're probably right. I really don't care. And I said to him, Chris, 51% of this firm below executive is non-white male. Your next promotion requires you to build teams. Based on this track record, it would be difficult for you to ever get promoted. So you might want to care. He then proceeded to ask me for feedback every day, 3 times a week, every week for several months, because he now had the other thing that keeps humans alive, self-interest.
Great. Yvette, well, it's just lovely to talk with you today, and I really appreciate it. So I just want to say thank you so much.
Thank you. And congratulations to all of you ladies. Thank you very much.
Our next honoree is Catherine Myers, EVP and COO for SSOE Group. Catherine has worn many hats in her career, but one thing that's connected them all together is her commitment to providing the best outcomes for her clients, which she considers the most rewarding part of her career. Catherine joined SSOE in 2017, becoming the first female SVP and COO of the firm. Catherine is also committed to education and serves as a mentor for young women interested in careers in STEM. As Catherine puts it, she wants to provide the same opportunities she was given to the next generation of young women leaders. Congratulations, Catherine.
Thanks to the Daily Journal of Commerce and to my colleagues at SSOE for the nomination for this award. SSOE has been in business for more than 70 years with the vision of designing and building the future for our clients, colleagues, and communities. I've been able to develop strategic vision partnerships with advanced technology, healthcare, and construction clients. Due to my interest in developing and mentoring potential future colleagues, SSOE is part of the MECOP internship program, as well as sponsoring corporate work study students from De La Salle North Catholic High School. I also have the opportunity to provide sponsorship for colleagues identified as future executives that are willing and able to put their stamp on the future vision of SSOE. Finally, SSOE supports me in community involvement. I'm a past board member of St. Mary's Academy and the Community Warehouse, and a current board member at De La Salle, helping them with the vision of their new high school. Again, thanks to the DJC for recognizing me as a member of this select group.
Our next honoree is Lauren Pang, Associate Director of Asset Services at CBRE. When Lauren transferred from Charlotte to the Portland office of CBRE, she walked into a tough situation. Due to some recent staff changes, morale had been a bit low. Colleagues attributed a quick turnaround to Lauren's attitude, effort, and commitment to the CBRE values. Lauren is known for getting involved in the neighborhood associations for the areas she's working to get to know the community and help promote local businesses. Congratulations, Lauren.
Thank you so much, DJC. I was so honored and humbled to receive this award. I grew up in a family where we were taught to do the right thing and to treat others fairly. And in 12 years at CBRE, I brought that with me. And at CBRE, we have our RISE values, our respect, integrity, service, and excellence. And I truly believe if we live by those values every day, we cannot do the wrong thing. So thank you to DJC for recognizing women who do the right thing every day. Thank you again.
Our next honoree is Dr. Melanie Quemps, Director of Education Planning and Project Logistics for Winaha Group. Melanie credits her passion for community to her mother, who she says she never saw a day where she wasn't helping someone else. After 20 years in education, Melanie was brought on by Winaha Group to work with the school districts to improve equity goals and assist with the curriculum that ensures culturally and linguistically diverse representation. A native Hawaiian, Melanie feels right at home with Winaha, who shares a lot of the same values and passions for community that she holds tight. Congratulations, Melanie.
I am greatly honored to receive this award as a woman of vision from the DJC. I love what I do with engaging communities in construction. I have many, many people to thank who are part of helping me learn and grow, and the mentors, as well as our clients who take the courage to sometimes do construction processes differently than the norm, and to make sure that folks around the table are those end users and those community members that sometimes don't always have access to making those powerful decisions. So this award is really in deep appreciation for the people that I am honored to work with at Winaha Group, and the clients that are willing to take a big leap in making sure that equity lives in construction. And so again, thank you all. Very honored, very appreciative.
Our next honoree is Mackenzie Richardson, Marketing Manager and Associate at PAE. Mackenzie was attracted to marketing because of the empathy and strategy it takes to put herself in her clients' shoes. Though she initially wanted to be an event planner, her career trajectory has proven that marketing was the right choice. In her short career, she's risen from marketing manager, where she manages a team of 8 and is the youngest shareholder at PAE. While it can be challenged, Mackenzie said that the varied nature of the AEC marketer suits her well. At any given time, she can be a marketer, graphic designer, copywriter, PR specialist, an economist, or even an event planner. Congrats, Mackenzie.
Thank you to the DJC for this great honor. I'm completely in awe of this year's Women of Vision, and just so honored to be in the category with them. I'd like to thank my firm, PAE, for creating a just and fair workplace that elevates and supports talented women. And I'd like to thank my family, of course, my husband and my parents, who are my biggest supporters and loudest cheerleaders. And finally, if you're watching this, then you clearly value strong and talented women. And so let's make sure to vote them in this November to represent our states, cities, and country. Thank you.
Our next honoree is Jackie Ross, AP and Payroll Specialist with Triplet Wellman. Jackie has always been good with numbers. As a kid, one of her favorite activities was balancing her parents' checkbooks at the end of the month. Jackie joined the Triplet Wellman team in 2005 and has been part of the firm's expansion from 35 to 100 employees and $30 to $90 million in annual revenue. As the firm's management puts it, she's an absolute rock star, not only in her ability to manage and balance the numbers, but manage and balance her workload with 3 young boys at home. Congratulations, Jackie.
Thank you. It's an honor to receive this award. I had no idea I'd been nominated, and I'm truly humbled by this. I love working in the construction industry. I find it rewarding and challenging at the same time. I feel fortunate to be a part of the Triplet Wellman team and count it as a blessing in every way. Thank you to the DJC for honoring women that are making a difference in our communities. Together, we can make our communities stronger than ever. Thank you.
Our next honoree is Crystal Sanderson, shareholder, project manager, and architect for Yost Group Hall Architecture. Crystal first fell in love with architecture on a trip to Spain with her friend whose grandfather happened to be an architect. She valued learning and appreciated how architects need to know a little bit about a lot of things. Those close to Crystal point out that she brings a passion for community to her work and truly understands how design affects our everyday lives. That is evident of her most recent project for OSU on the coast, where she led the design of a beautiful facility that can withstand a 9.0 earthquake and serves as a tsunami evacuation tower. Congratulations, Crystal.
I just want to thank the DJC and I'd like to thank my firm, Yost Group Hall Architecture, for supporting women and having a fantastic, talented staff that mentors me every day. I'd also like to thank Architecture Foundation of Oregon, AFO, for being a vehicle that helps me give back to the community. Everyone, please volunteer for AFO. Thank you.
Our next honoree is Shannon Seveny, President and CEO of RJS Construction. Construction is in Shannon's blood. Both her and her husband grew up in the industry and worked in the profession to pay for college before they got married. They eventually started their own firm and worked out of their basement as they raised their children. And while they maintain the mom and pop feel, the firm is on track to reach $20 million in revenue this year. The bloodline continues. 4 of Shannon's daughters work for the company and others are in the profession elsewhere. As Shannon puts it, construction needs the gift that women can bring to it. Congratulations, Shannon.
Thank you so much for declaring me a woman of vision today. I am humbled and honored to be included in this amazing group of women who have their roots in the construction industry. I need to thank my team at RJS. RJS Construction is 30 years old this year, and we are celebrating our team and all of the people who have made RJS what they are today. We couldn't have done it without the amazing people that we have at RJS. I need to thank my husband especially for all that he has done to encourage me and stand by me and to be my partner at RJS to make us the company that we are. And finally, I need to thank my children. I have 6 girls and 2 boys. All of them have worked at RJS Construction at one time or another. And especially after the recession hit, it was all hands on deck and everybody had to participate to make RJS Construction what it is. I have 4 daughters who are currently working for RJS Construction. And I just want to encourage other young women who are out there to consider a career in the construction industry, whether that's as a contractor like myself, whether it's as an engineer, an architect, or in one of the building trades. It is a great career choice and something that women need to share their gifts and talents to be a part of. Thank you, everybody, for declaring me a woman of vision.
Our next honoree is Tammy Skiles, Human Resources Manager for PBS Engineering and Environmental. After a 28-year career in HR with Nordstrom's, Tammy admits that there was a learning curve when joining PBS in the building industries. But PBS had a learning curve to overcome too, as the firm had never had an HR professional before Tammy joined 15 years ago. While no doubt a challenge, the task allowed Tammy to grow the department as she saw fit, more focused on people than processes. Since that time, Tammy has developed PBS's Supervisor Training Program, Young Professionals Network, Growth Mentorship Program, and the DEI Committee, all of which have grown significantly along with the firm. Congratulations, Tammy.
Thank you for this honor. I am humbled to be recognized by the DJC among such strong and confident women. Congratulations to each of you. I also want to say thank you to PBS Engineering and Environmental for the nomination. At PBS, I am fortunate to work in an environment that champions my growth, encourages my voice, and continually supports my efforts to make a difference. Thank you to my HR team, the PBS leadership, and all the PBS employees for making each day so easy to love what I do. Making a difference with our employees and our communities is a conscious choice that I make every day. Today, I challenge you to use your role to make a difference in the lives you touch. Thank you again for this honor.
Our next honoree is Annalisa Smith, owning attorney and partner with McKean Smith. Like many of our honorees, Annalisa's career path was anything but common. She wanted to be a veterinarian until a professor in college told her their communication skills and ability to formulate unique arguments would stand out in the legal profession. Annalisa became a public defender representing parents and children in child abuse and neglect cases. She eventually transitioned into owning her own practice, where her expertise in litigation can help make a positive impact on society with her partner, Colin McKean. Congratulations, Annalisa.
Thank you, Daily Journal of Commerce, for this beautiful and very meaningful award. I myself have benefited from many mentors throughout my life, both men and women who have taken precious time out of their day to help me find my own path and help me realize my dreams. I'd also like to especially thank all of my colleagues at McKean Smith. They show up to work every day with incredible strength and compassion for our clients, for each other, and especially for me. So I thank all of you for that. I'd also like to thank my partner, Colin McKean. He's my partner in law as well as my partner in life. And he's also my greatest cheerleader when I need to be cheered and my greatest challenger when I need to be challenged. So once again, Daily Journal of Commerce, thank you so much for this honor.
Our next honoree is Erica Spiritos, procurement manager with Swinnerton. Erica has made an impact not only within her firm, but within the industry as a whole with her expertise in mass timber construction. She's currently working with the PDX T-Core project to discover, analyze, and co-develop strategic procurement approaches to making sure that sustainability shines bright on the highly visible project. Erica is also a firm advocate for social justice, advocating the firm to spend money with women and minority-owned firms whenever possible. Congratulations, Erica.
Thank you, DJC. Greetings to all of you. I am honored to be recognized alongside 40-plus badass women from Oregon and Southwest Washington, working to build a future we are proud of. I would also like to acknowledge that this award exists because women have historically been marginalized and continue to be a minority in the placemaking industry. I look forward to a world in which a Women of Vision award need not exist, when women and other minority groups are treated as equals and honored alongside men as people of vision. The construction industry is comprised of non-elected representatives with the power and responsibility to manifest the values of our community through the built environment. I am grateful for the opportunity to do this important work every single day. Again, thank you, DJC, for this award.
Our next honoree is Jessie Steiger, Senior Project Manager for Portland Public Schools Office of School Modernization. Jessie had her sights set on a business degree until she was tasked with studying the collapse of the Tacoma Narrows Bridge in a physics class. This assignment changed her path to structural engineering, where she's worked on projects around the country, including the CIA building in DC that can withstand a bomb blast. At PPS, Jessie is leading the Madison High School project that involves more than 170,000 square feet of work. Congratulations, Jessie.
Hi, I'd like to thank Christine McKinley with Bantam Engineering for nominating me. I really appreciate that. I also want to thank everybody who's involved in the Madison High School modernization project, because I can only ever be as successful as the rest of my team. The notorious RBG said something like, women belong in all places where decisions are being made. And it's true of the Supreme Court, and it's definitely true in the construction industry. So I'm just really grateful that this is a role I get to play. Thank you.
Our next honoree is Sharon Vandermeulen, Managing Partner at ZGF Architects. Sharon has always had a love for the arts, but it wasn't until taking an architecture class in college that she knew exactly what she was meant to do. Sharon joined ZGF in 1987 and has risen through the ranks, now overseeing a 260-person staff and is a member of the ZGF Executive Committee. Sharon works to keep the connection between art and architecture in everything she does, which is evident in the work she's done on some of our most notable projects, like the airport expansion at Randall's Children's Hospital. Congratulations, Sharon.
Hi everyone, I'd like to thank the DJC for this honor and for holding this event every year, celebrating women and their successes. I think we can all recognize that our achievements are in part because of the people that have come before us and have influenced us in our growth along the way. I have so many people to thank, and you all know who you are. And I'm so very grateful to have as many friends as mentors as I've had throughout my career. So thank you very much.
Our next honoree is Mary Louise Vannatta, CEO of Vannatta Public Relations. Though not technically a builder, construction runs deep in Mary Louise's family. Her dad was the executive director of the Home Builders Association while she was growing up. She found a passion for PR and started a firm that specialized in PR for builders, amongst other professions. Mary Louise is an outspoken advocate and recruiter for the Earthwise Workplace Sustainability Program and served pro bono as the PR representative with the ABC show Extreme Makeover Home Edition when they renovated the dormitory at the 140-year-old Oregon School to Death. Congratulations, Mary Louise.
Hi, I'm Mary Louise Vannatta, and I could not be more honored to be part of the DJC Women of Vision. I spent most of my life in the public relations and governmental affairs field with my father, Fred Vannatta, who was a giant in the industry, the director of the Oregon State home builders industry for his entire career, and he loved the building industry. One thing he always told me is, Mary Louise, if you're not at the table, you're probably on the menu, and that taught me to show up, and I'm definitely with a group of women tonight who know how to show up and how to make a difference. Thank you again so much for this honor. I appreciate it so much.
Our next honoree is Janelle Waldron, Senior Associate with Holst Architecture. When Holst has a tough project with an accelerated timeline, the team usually looks to Janelle to take the lead. Such was the case on the OSU International Student Center, where design and construction had to be done in less than 12 months to accommodate the start of school. The firm points to her ability to quickly assess priorities and reassess when needed as key factors in her success. Her peers say she's an excellent listener and compassionate person that isn't afraid to ask tough questions. Congratulations, Janelle.
I'm delighted to accept the DJC Women of Vision Award on behalf of Janelle Waldron. All of us at Holst are excited for Janelle and her husband, who welcomed their baby girl just a few days ago. In Janelle's 8 years at Holst, she's been a tireless advocate and mentor to all those who work with her. As a senior associate, she's helped lead the firm toward a more inclusive culture and a more open design process. As a project architect, Janelle excels in complex projects and is sought after by our repeat clients. She's currently the project architect for the OSU Performing Arts Center. Janelle is a valued member of our Holst team, and I speak for our entire staff in congratulating her on this great achievement.
Our next honoree is Afton Walsh, Project Manager and Community Outreach Director with Walsh Construction. Despite having a father with one of the most recognizable names in the business, Afton never wanted to be in construction. That was until a fateful day in college when she wrote down all the things she wanted in her career. What she realized was that all the things that she valued, like genuine relationships and a focus on the community, were the pillars of the company her father had been building her whole life. Afton joined Walsh as an intern and never looked back. She loved getting to interact with such smart and talented people and working on housing projects that truly impact our community. Congratulations, Afton.
I'm humbled to be honored alongside so many great women doing critical work in our industry.
I'm fortunate to stand upon the shoulders of great mentors, those who have supported and encouraged me to learn and grow. This honor is a good reminder to pay it forward for the next generation of construction women. But most importantly, we must all continue to strive for a seat at the table. Thank you for this wonderful honor.
Our final honoree of the afternoon is Jennifer Yergis, General Counsel, Associate VP of HR, and Associate Dean of the College of Business at Pacific University. Jennifer was driven to law by an experience her family had when she was a child. While working in a field, the farmer her family worked for allowed spraying that made her family sick and feel powerless in the situation. It's a moment that sticks with Jennifer in everything she does. Outside of her family, Jennifer says Pacific University has been instrumental in making her the person she is today. Before coming to work for Pacific, Jennifer worked at Schwabe Williamson & Wyatt, where she was the first Latina to practice with the firm. Congratulations, Jennifer.
I am extremely honored to be receiving the DJC's Women of Vision Award. I'm grateful for the recognition of my professional work and my community service work, which involves mentoring women entrepreneurs and supporting hands-on science learning in K-12 classrooms. Winning this award while working at Pacific University, my beloved alma mater, makes this honor even sweeter. Pacific University's faculty, staff, and students have always been there for me from age 18 to even now at 46. It was an incredible environment to learn within as a student, and to now work at a place that lives its mission every day with colleagues I deeply respect, it's an actual gift. So thank you to those who nominated me, and of course thank you to my extended family and friends for being with me on this journey. A special thanks goes out to my husband and son, Michael and Logan Hopkins, who have always been my greatest supporters. And of course, again, thank you DJC for this recognition.
And that concludes the presentation of this year's Women of Vision Awards and Educational Program. Our hope is that you leave today inspired and with some new actionable information. Normally, I'd add that you leave with some new connections as well. Obviously, that's a bit more difficult this year. If you want to connect with someone that you heard about today, please reach out to me directly and I'll try my best to set it up. As a reminder, please look out for the event publication and online stories about each honoree in the coming days for more extensive coverage. Lastly, we still have 2 more virtual awards events this year. We will be hosting top projects next month. Please register to come hear about the projects that have been selected as its best in the categories, as well as our overall project of the year, as voted by representatives from the building industries. And then we'll be hosting our annual Phenoms and Icons event. This event honors the rising stars of the industry under the age of 40, as well as the industry icons. We're excited to announce the Stellar class next week and honor them at the virtual event. With that said, congratulations to all the honorees, thank you to our sponsors, and thank you for being here to make today so special. Have a good night.